Hi, welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast right here on the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Channel, brought to you by gamblersworld.net. It is Tuesday, July 9th. I'm Ross Benjamin. My guest today is Jesse Schule, just the two of us. Matt Fargo was going to be joining us today for the first time, but a little bit of technical issues we need to figure out before he's on tomorrow. So look forward to having Matt on the show. Sean is not with us today because he was part of the hurricane in Texas, and he's without power right now. So first and foremost, we're glad that Sean and his family is safe. And now it's a matter of getting his power turned on, and who knows when that'll occur. But he's saying sometime tomorrow night, so it's possible we won't see Sean again until Thursday. But Jesse, how are you, my friend?
Well, Ross, technical difficulties for Sean and Matt, and technical difficulties for me with the Major League Baseball picks of late. Back-to-back really bad days, but the CFL picks are still strong, so at least I have that to hang my hat on.
All right. Well, I mean, when you say CFL picks are strong, go in a little more detail on that.
75% winners since last September.
Wow, that's incredible. So, and how many picks? Approximately how many picks are we talking about there?
I think we're talking between 30 and 40 picks. I usually put out one or two. There's only 4 games a week in the CFL, right? So
yeah,
I might play half of them if you're lucky.
So, folks, if you don't follow the CFL, if you don't like the CFL, if you don't have time to watch the CFL because you're out and about with summer activities with the family, it doesn't mean that you can't buy and you can't win and you can't bet. Look at us like stockbrokers, okay? I mean, when you buy stock, you're taking the advice of a stockbroker for the most part. Some of you, do it on your own, and it's just like similar to some people doing it on their own in sports betting. And more times than not, that doesn't have a happy ending. So if us being the stockbrokers and us selling you the stock, you don't look at the stock report all night long. Okay. So if you want to bet on the CFL, get Jesse's advice. Let him put some money in your pocket. The guy is 75% since last September, that is, Jesse, in the CFL. Right. So again, and Jesse's record speaks for itself. All right. So let's talk baseball today, Jesse. We got a couple games we're going to be discussing. We're going to look at the Yankees and Tampa Bay, an AL East matchup, and I'll be looking at the Royals and Cardinals, an interleague matchup, and big rivalry, even though they don't play each other as much as a regular National League versus National League or American League versus American League team, but still, state of Missouri, big rivalry. Let's start with you, Jesse. The Yankees is really struggling. They came off a big effort on Saturday where they put up 14 runs, and then they turn around on Sunday and they get shut out. Carlos Rondon, who had a terrific start to the season, has struggled terribly over his last 4 starts. He'll be taking on the Tampa Bay Rays and Ryan Pepiot. In the start time on that game is 6:50. Right now, the Yankees are minus 120, and the total in this game is 8. So take it away, my friend. Tell us what you're thinking about here.
Yeah, it's a difficult game, Ross, that I was assigned here. It's hard to get too excited about betting on either of these two teams. You mentioned the Yankees have struggled. They've lost 7 of their last 10, but the Rays have only won 4 of their last 10. They went on a bit of a run. They've cooled off as well now. And, you did mention Carlos Rodon and his struggles over his last 4 starts, and I certainly noticed that myself. However, I was maybe a little bit encouraged by his last start at home against Cincinnati. He went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, struck out 8. Is that a sign that he's getting back to where he should be? I can't say for sure, but I'm willing to roll the dice on it here at Tampa. Ryan Pepio, I believe is how you pronounce it. His home and away splits would suggest he's got better numbers on the road. He's just 1-3 with a 4.93 ERA at home. He's 0-3 with a 5.40 ERA in his last 5 starts. And I'm going to trust Rodon to outduel Pepio in the first 5 innings. I want to take the bullpens out of it because neither of these two teams have a bullpen that I can depend on, and I'd feel a lot better about it just taking the Yankees at a short price for the first 5 innings.
The Yankees minus 115 in the first 5 innings against the Tampa Bay Rays. And yeah, the Yankees bullpen, it's a head scratcher, but, they've had some injuries. I'm not crazy about their closer. And also the fact that this bullpen, see, this is where you could get misled, because if you look at the overall bullpen statistics as far as the Yankees ERA and WHIP, I still believe they're in or near the top 10 in that categories. But the bottom line is, over the last 4 weeks, they've been brutal, absolutely brutal. And I wouldn't trust their bullpen either. And Tampa Bay's bullpen has not been the Tampa Bay type of bullpens we've seen in years past, Jesse. And that's pretty much been a constant all year. It's not like the Yankees, all of a sudden, the last 4 weeks, they fell off a cliff in terms of their bullpen. Tampa Bay's bullpen has been inconsistent all season long. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Rodon, by the way, over his last 4 starts, he's allowed 24 earned runs in 19 innings pitched. We know he's a lot better pitcher than that. I don't know if it's a mechanical issue. I don't know if he's suffering for something health-wise. But, yeah, I mean, if you're going to get well, the Tampa Bay Rays aren't exactly the second coming of the 27 Yankees. They do not put up big offensive numbers, and you may be able to get well against this team tonight. And, again, Jesse's just taking this in the first 5. And it's not like Pepio is a knockout starter. Let's see what he's done. Last 5 starts, though, he's been pretty good. 2.30 ERA over his last 5. But Jesse's going with the Yankees in the first 5, minus 115. All right, I'm going to be looking at the St. Louis Cardinals and the Kansas City Royals. That game will take place at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Scheduled start time is 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. The Royals will go with right-hander Michael Wacha, former Cardinal, and the Cardinals will go with a right-hander of their own, and Andre Pulante. And right now, the Cardinals are a minus 120 money line home favorite. The total in this game is 8. The Cardinals playing very good baseball, coming off a 6-0 win yesterday at Washington. And Kansas City, who struggled to score runs on the road, is coming off an explosive offensive output on Sunday at Colorado. Keep in mind, that game was at Coors Field, where even the worst of hitting teams could look very good at times. But they're coming off a 10-1 win at Colorado, and that game went over the total of 10. Here's the thing for Kansas City. This year, the Kansas City Royals have gone 12-1 to the under on the road, following a game on the road in which they went over the total. And that includes 7-0 to the under as a road underdog of plus 100 or greater, coming off a game on the road that went over the total. The average in those 7 games, there was a combined 5.2 runs scored per game, and the Royals averaged 2.6 runs scored per game in those 7 outings. Despite that 10-run outburst at Colorado on Sunday, and they were off yesterday, Kansas City has scored 2 runs or less in 9 of their last 15 games. So they've really struggled offensively. If you look at the road numbers offensively, they're anemic. Now, Michael Wacha, after a tough start to the season, has really come on over his last 8 starts. He's allowed 2 earned runs or less on each occasion. And during that time, he's posted a 2.31 ERA, a 1.03 WHIP, and he averages just a shade under 6 innings pitched per start. Andre Pulante has split his time between starter and reliever this year, but his last two outings were starts, and they were impressive ones as he went 12 and 1/3 innings pitched in those two starts, allowed just one earned run on 8 hits, striking out 10 and walking just 4. So I'm going to go Royals Cardinals under the total of 8 in this one, Jesse.
Yeah, I saw that they're expecting bad weather and the wind blowing in, so that makes a little bit of sense. But my notes have me taking St. Louis. I'm looking at Michael Wacha and the Cardinals lineup batting 329 over around 75 at bats in previous encounters with Wacha, who I guess used to pitch for St. Louis, so they are familiar with him. So I don't like the Royals on the road, and given the history, the batter versus pitcher matchup, I might be inclined to take the home team as well.
Yeah, St. recall they're now 18 and 8 in their last 26 overall, and they're also 17 and 7 in their last 24 at home. So that makes sense as well. But our two picks today, Jesse is going with the New York Yankees. Minus 115. That's a first 5-inning wager over the Tampa Bay Rays. And I am going to take the St. Louis Cardinals and Kansas City Royals to go under the total of 8. Those are our two Major League Baseball free picks for Tuesday, July the 9th. Folks, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a second to do so. It's absolutely free. There's no strings attached. There's no hidden agenda. Just click on that subscribe button, or if you're on your PC, you'll see a WC logo in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That serves the same purpose. Click on that. And while you're at it, go into your YouTube settings and click on the alert notification bell for the Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel, and you'll be notified upon any of our 5 podcasts going up on our channel. Jesse, there is what do you got going on today, and what can the folks look forward to in the coming days?
One Major League Baseball pick available today. Not feeling too great about the baseball right now, but you can certainly look forward to CFL coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There will be games. I got my eye on some of them. I haven't actually put out a play yet, but I will be. And as I said before, 75% with CFL since last September, 60% against the spread with CFL over the last decade. That has been quite profitable and quite steady for me. So, and soccer as well. You'll see some soccer plays sprinkled in there.
Yeah, I saw you on another network yesterday talking about the Euros, correct? And if I'm not mistaken, and look forward to that. And how about old Canada playing tonight against Argentina in the Copa America semifinal? Who would have figured the Canadians? And you know what? Great job by Jesse Marsh, getting that team to the semifinals. Same guy, Jesse Marsh, that the U.S. Soccer Federation dismissed last year when he applied for the job, and he continued to go with Greg Berhalter. And how'd that work out for him? Anyway, I am going to have a Major League Baseball pick. It'll be a total tonight. And also, folks, totals have been terrific for me since last September, hitting well over 58% on my totals in all sports. Also, Major League Baseball since June 21st, a modest 19 and 14. But you know what? Our grading system says I'm up $1,100 during that course of time. Somebody told me the other day that wasn't too good, Jesse, and its bottom line is it's about making money. It's a 162 game season. You need to grind it out, folks. I'm not always going to be on these torrid runs. And like Sean has told you a million times, win percentage isn't always the end all be all when it comes to money line betting in Major League Baseball. So it's about return on investment, much different than football, much different than basketball. So again, 19 and 14 run. And also keep an eye on my 5% top plays over at gamblersworld.net, where I've gone 22 and 9 with my last 31. That dates back to February the 4th. So when I isolate one of those picks, which I definitely will have by the end of the week, I'll at least have one more of those. keep an eye on that. And I've done awfully well with those picks. So, Jesse, always a pleasure. Folks, if you are happy in what you're hearing or like what you're hearing or enjoying our podcast, give us a like. And Jesse will give you a more emphatic reason, emphatic instruction on what you should do with that like button.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button, folks. Just a small token of your appreciation for the time, work, and effort we put into bringing you a quality podcast each and every day and making you a smarter sports better today than you were yesterday. Until tomorrow, for Jesse Schule and Ross Benjamin, take care and God bless, folks.